Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, today I'm Salsa Putri Ramadan from Class B, majoring Business Administration, and my friends.
Azka.
Yeah, we are from Class B, and today we will interview and talk with Miss Devitra. She is an English lecturer in Bandung State Polytechnic. Hello, Miss.
Halo Salsa and Azka.
Thank you for today. I'm very glad to have you be an interviewee in this session. And if you don't mind, you can introduce yourself first.
Yes, thank you, Salsa. My name is Zewitra. As Salsa have said before, I am one of the English lecturer in Polytechnic Negeri Bandung, and I'm currently teaching as English lecturer in Business Administration study program. Yes, I think that's all.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss. And today we will talk about English in young people life nowadays. Okay, the first questioners will begin with Azka.
Okay.
Thank you, Azka.
Azka.
Ya.
Ngulang dikit terus kenapa?
Ya, aku mau ulang.
It's okay, Miss.
What?
You repeat it again.
Okay, but maybe the answer will be different with yesterday.
Okay, tapi aku enggak. Just Azka.
Okay.
Oke, makasih banyak, Miss.
All right.
Aku bakal akan
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Halo, Miss.
Hello, Azka.
I will ask you again about tomorrow. Start the question one. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Not really clear.
Okay.
Not really clear. I don't know what happened. Maybe with the headset, or I don't know.
Test.
Okay, just keep talking.
Okay. The question one, I will ask you. In the era, the young people is very need a good enough in English skill in the world of work. Why do we have to have a good English skill in the world of work?
In this era, the question is, in this era, people needs English skill in order to get the job or in their job.
Yes.
Actually, it depends on the job actually, but most of the jobs now require the employer to be able to speak English or to be able to communicate in English. Why? Because in this global era, when everything's going global, when everything is going free, there is no border between one country to another country. You can easily do the business with some people from wherever it is. So because you need to do it to explore yourself or to run your business, to develop your business to get bigger and bigger, of course you need to be able to communicate with the language and that they also understand. And everybody agrees that the language that everybody in the world understand, so we can call it as a global language, is English. So um that's why young people, or the one who wants to get a job in the near future, needs to be able to speak English in order to develop themselves and develop their company where they are working, of course.
Okay, thank you, Miss. And question two, what about your opinion, Miss? People who are good at English are good on speaking or good at grammar.
People who are good in English, it means that they are good in speaking.
Speaking or good at
Um,
grammar.
Speaking and grammar are two different skills, are two different ability. So we cannot judge if someone is good at speaking. It means that they are good at grammar. If someone's good at grammar, it means that they are good at speaking. We cannot judge like that because there are two different ability, two different knowledge, two different skill, and the treatment or the practice are also different. Um, if for example you have good score in, let's say, TOEFL test or TOEIC test, it doesn't mean that you can communicate very well, because if you don't never try to speak English, never try to use your knowledge in English orally or directly, you never use that language to communicate, of course that I don't think that you can speak, even though your TOEFL test score is really high. And also, if let's say that you are good at speaking, you are fluent in speaking English, it doesn't mean that you can speak grammatically correct also. Sometimes people get their ability in speaking just by watching the movies, or by playing games, by playing online games, or maybe just by listening to music, and they don't really know the nature or the pattern or the rules of a grammar itself. So it doesn't mean that even though you are good at speaking, it doesn't guarantee that you are also good at grammar, because they are two totally different skill, but they complete each other. They help each other in order to speak very well. Of course you need to understand the grammar. So um that's different, I think. Aska, you are mute.
Sorry, Miss. Okay, the young people is always uh, shy and sometimes uh, she they can speaking English, but sometimes uh, they doesn't don't want speaking English. How we get how we get interest uh, for speaking English? How about your
Mm,
opinion?
in how to how to make young people, young
Yes,
generation, or my
yes,
students get interest
yes,
in learning English.
yes,
um Actually, getting interest, or getting interested in something, is because of I mean, each person. We cannot force someone to like what we like. if they don't like it, so we cannot force them to like it. But as a lecturer, as a teacher, um, what I can do to make my students interested in learning English is just to make them aware about the importance of this lesson. I mean, like, if you know that this will be beneficial for you in the future, um, you are going to, maybe the first time you feel forced to learn this, but after you learn it and after you enjoy it and you are going to be interested in this. But the first thing is you should know why you learn this lesson, why you learn English, why your department or your study program prepare you with so many English level in AN, for example. So you need to know what is it for. So for example, now you are a business administration student and you are now in a business program. You know that now you are going to be a businessman later, a businesswoman later. You are not going to be a doctor, for example. So if someone force you to learn, let's say, biology, if someone asks you to learn biology, if someone asks you and force you to get interested in learning biology, unless you really like biology, but if you don't like it and then someone force you to do it, and you know, it doesn't have any big benefit for you later, so you are not going to interested in that. So that's also happen in English. The first thing is you need to know why you learn this. You need to know what is it for. You need to know what can you get if you are able to master this lesson. You need to know what benefit can you get later in your work if you can speak English. So after you know that, and then you know that you will need it. When you know that you will need it, and like it or not, you have to force yourself to learn it, to be able to do it. And when you do it continuously, and I'm trying to make my class enjoyable, I'm trying to make my class fun, and the lesson is not that difficult. So I hope that those students who previously didn't like English will at least enjoy my class. And then after you enjoy the class, yeah, I hope that you will get interested to learn more and more by yourself. I just hope that.
And in the nowadays, in Indonesia, there is so many foreign companies. So will it make difficult for prospective employers to get a job because they have to be able to English.
Will it be difficult for who?
Employees to get a job.
Because they have to be able to
To be
speak
able to
English.
yes.
It will be difficult if you cannot. If it will be difficult if you don't have the qualification, if you don't have the ability. It's not only about English, but it's about anything that the company wants. For example, the company wants you to have your GPA 3.5, up more than 3.5, for example. It will be difficult for the students or the candidates of employer if they have the GPA less than 3.5, for example. It will be it will be difficult for them. And of course, also about English, it's people who say it is difficult just because they don't have the ability, they don't have the skill. So that's why your department, your study program prepare you first. So when you are still a student, when you're still in university, in higher education, your study program prepare you first to face that word, to face that difficulty. So later, after you graduate from Polban, after you come to the time of looking for a job, you are not going to say that, oh, it is difficult because it needs English ability. So your study program hope that. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
So your
And
study program have prepared you now to be able to speak English. So later, when you look for a job, if you want to work in the foreign company, you are not going to say, oh, this is difficult for me because it needs English skill. You are not going to say like that anymore. That's why you are preparing yourself now. That's what I said before. Now you know that English is important. You have search in Google, you have search in internet that, oh, so there are so many foreign companies um, that will come to Indonesia in the near future. And those foreign companies need the ability of English. That's why I need to learn English. That's let's go back to my previous answer about your previous question. So when you know the importance of this lesson, so you are, like it or not, you have to study it.
okay, uh, how the state school in Indonesia get a same treat with international school? Because I think
What?
the
How?
the
Sorry, could you please
school,
repeat?
okay,
Mm-hmm.
how the state school in Indonesia get a same treat with international school? Because I think
Mm,
they use English is the school much better. Uh, the skills are better if we every day speaking English. What do you
I
think?
see. So you want me to compare between the public school,
Yes,
the public or the state school with the international school, where in international school the students are forced and are trained to speak English every day,
yes,
while in public school they speak bahasa Indonesia or even local language like bahasa
yes.
Sunda or bahasa Jawa, so on. All right. Yeah, we cannot um it's not apple to apple, you know.
Mm,
It's not fair to compare them both, to
mm,
compare these two things. You even cannot compare private school and public school in Indonesia. In big cities in Indonesia, you cannot even compare the public school and the private school. And international school is higher than that. International school is yeah, it's a higher level than that. So in term of English, yeah, we cannot deny that the public school the public school is funded by the government. The public school is funded by the government, while the private international school fund themselves. That's why they can give better to themselves, and the students also pay so much higher too than in public school. The students in public school, most public school, I think, I don't know, in my place, in my hometown, the public schools are free. The students don't need to pay. Before, when I was at school, we didn't need to pay. When my brothers are at school, we didn't need to pay because we went to public school. And yes, because we didn't need to pay, and it's all fun, it's all funded
Mhm.
by the government. Of course, the facility, um, the teacher, for example. Yeah, we cannot compare public school and international school, I think, because it's just different. And if you can go to international, good international school, why not? Why not? But yeah, some, I don't know, is it your question or Salsa's question about nationalist before? I forgot. Um, but yeah, sometimes they think that, some people think that because someone put their children into international school, their children will grow as a not too nationalist student. But it's not
Mhm.
true, I think. It just depend, because it's just depend, the students or the children doesn't all do not fully get the education from the school only. I think the parents at home also are responsible to teach their kids. So if the school, for example, teach them to speak in English, to understand English culture, but parents at home maybe can put the nationalism point. So that's why the children can think in balance, I think, like that.
I understand. Okay. Uh, just this question is finished. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for repeat again the question
Okay.
session. Okay,
Okay,
we
Azka.
back. Okay, we back with salsa. Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Uh, Thank you very much, Miss, for your time. What you give is very useful and helpful, and I hope it can be learning for us and for teenager also. And I hope Miss Devitra is always healthy and always being around. Thank
Okay, thank you so much,
you.
Azka and Salsa. You too.